Okay. It seems like we're almost ready to get started with the semifinal from Ohio State Championship. I have no idea how long the match is, but it's 0-0. The yellow checkers is Sean Garber, and the white checkers is Chris Knapp. This is Laila Leonhardt from the right time zone, which means I'm in Europe. Everybody else is sleeping. That usually does commentary at this hour. 11 points. Okay. Now we can't see the score. So if you pull it out to the side, Ben, behind the baffle box or on the other side by the clock. Okay. Being told that Ben can't hear me. Try and get the link so I can see what is being said in the chat. Since I'm all alone in the dark here, KG might be joining us in a little while. Until then, it's just me. So if you have sound on, it's sorry. Okay. So let's test this. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Seem to be ready to go. I should still be able to see you, Matt. else, can you chat me in the Hangout thing if you need to talk to me? And we are ready, it seems. Okay, there's a short delay here. All right. How long is the delay between the stream and the broadcast, Matt? Okay, it looks like they took a coffee break a little early. I can see that we have 4 people watching, including myself and Matt, 2 more. I've gotten up early to see the semifinals of the Ohio State Championship. And this is where, if KG was here, he was going to say all kinds of clever things about the 2 players. So we'll have to wait until KG arrives, if he does, to let's see if I can find anything on these 2 guys. I personally, I don't know either of them. And the winner of these two players will play Alan Tish in the final, which will be played shortly after this match is over. I'm not sure if they have a scheduled time for it. 1 p.m. it seems. So, Alan Tish. And there is a collection of little lucky animals. A raccoon, a beaver, and I'm guessing the last one is an artwork, though we can't see it right now. Yes, indeed. So beaver, raccoon, and artwork on Chris Knapp's side, ringside. And Sean Garber, so far, comes empty-handed to the game. No lucky charms. Actually, no hands either. We haven't seen him yet, I think. Okay, here we go. We are on semi-final of Ohio State Championship. Sean Garber with the yellow checkers versus Chris Knapp. And they're off to a lightning start here. And 2-2, that's a lovely number to get here. And now he's thinking of whether he should play from 11 to 9 or to bring it. Oh, he brought down one more checker. Usually it's a bad idea to strip off your midpoint this early. You want to have an extra checker on your midpoint for flexibility, especially when you still have two checkers back in the opponent's homeland. And given he only had 2 points made, I think I would have gone for a playing a little more loose there, or stepping up even from 24 to 22, but not stripping my midpoint. So now the question is a double one here. He wants to escape that back checker, probably bring it up to the 22 point to be able to leap out. Getting stuck with a checker back on the 24th is usually very very bad thing. He has a nice 6-4 here. 6-4. He should be making the bar, make the prime, leave the shot. He shouldn't be afraid of leaving a shot. I mean, it is a very strong point, the bar point, to contain that checker. So that was a good shot, but there are possibilities of return. Ooh, he dances, and this is a fast cube, a fast take. I'm pretty sure that this was the speed tournament that they're streaming, and the championship will be right up. It is amazingly fast. Okay. 2-4, like the play. 6 out, all the way. As he still has a blot in his inner board, so you want to, if you're going to give him a fly shot, he can have the fly shot now. Exactly. There's not that many numbers hitting. I mean, he still has 6-5 had he stayed out there in the bag. Okay, he picks it up. And 4-3, so no interesting moves right here. Let's see. I'm guessing they're in a bit of a hurry today. Maybe they all want to go home. Wow, that is really some speed. Right. The winner of this match is going to play Alan Tish around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is equivalent to 6 o'clock Central European Time. There's only 5-hour difference at the moment until Europe will change into summertime. Also, 2-1 so far is just a regular holding game. Nothing exciting here. I don't know if these streamed matches are being transcribed after the fact. You will have to check on USBGF's webpage to see if there will be files available. And 3-1. Slowing down now. There is a shot. So 4 is a really good number here, and 4-2 an excellent number. And since there is no way for him to leave a shot, he can just play on for the very slight possibility of a gammon. But the moment that there is actually a chance of leaving a shot, you can just flip over the cube. Now he has to make sure that the big doubles don't leave a shot. And off. So he's still in the good. And even number on the last 2 points, so he can still play on. The question is if he's going to play on here. It's 3 numbers are going to leave a shot. Takes a pause to think. There is so few gammons here that leaving those 3 numbers might justify doubling here. Whoops, and homies and cube. I think with the 5-point open, it is okay to take another roll, but again, if you get hit that early in the bear off, it is really expensive. I mean, you could have cashed the game, and your gain of continuing to play on is very limited. And the score is 2 for Sean Garber, 0 for Chris Knapp. I guess his little lucky animals haven't kicked in yet. In the top left corner of the screen, you can see a little beaver, a raccoon, and an aardvark. And making points, making primes. Takes 4, running it. And a lucky shot from a 24-point out and hit. And this seems like a reasonable double and pass. And on to the next game. 3-0, Sean Garber taking the lead here in the semifinal of the Ohio State Championship. And you're most welcome to type something to me here. I'm all alone in the dark here, so your company is appreciated. I can read what you type in the stream chat on YouTube. However, there's a short delay between the play here and the play on YouTube. So I may have moved on to the next. Okay, let's see what's going on here. It's one of those quick exchanges again. Hit, hit, bam, bam. And he dances, and now he doubles. And he does not double. He believes it's too good. The problem is if yellow gets a point here, then what? Why didn't not double there? Well, maybe it is too good. I favor back games, so I believe that you have to cash out while the opponent does not have 2 points in your home board. Once you have 2 points in the home board, it's a take. However, many players will drop it, so maybe it's not so wrong to play on. And now he's probably going to need something like a double one. But if he doesn't close here, he closed. Okay, so double twos will be, he just needs some twos and then get back in the game here. This is not a sure gammon by far. I mean, having the 2 point is still being in the game. It is like a holding game. However, it's very gammonish. But there are a lot of shots having a 2 point game. So if you don't care about gammons, it's not so bad. You would prefer having an ace point game, like in a double match point situation. You would prefer to be holding the ace point and well timed. You don't want to. You just want to get hit on the if you can't lose the gammon. Ooh, look at that! Very nice roll here. Okay, so now he has a 4-point prime, and White is going to run into a lot of crunches here. And yellow has good outfield control, but he needs a lot of sixes. So he wants him to crunch now. And he hits. Okay. Now playing 2 down with the 4-5, trying to extend the prime is the right way. I mean, playing bold, because you are in trouble anyway. So you want to take the risks now that you are most likely gonna, if you lose this game, you're probably gonna lose a gammon anyway. So you want to win. You want to play to win this, and you want to make sure that you have timing, that you keep your prime. No shoveling checkers down to the ace point, or avoiding getting hit to try and save it from here. Okay, 6-1. He brings the one from the 15 to the 14 correctly, so that he has a 6 as a return. And he also duplicates the 2 from the bar if he should get hit. So now I think he should actually lift that bar point. Now he's just putting himself in a position where clearing the bar point might leave a shot or a double shot. With that double 3, he had a good opportunity to lift that off, playing from the 7 into the 4 point, so that he doesn't get bad 5s now. I would probably have left that one there, but the 3 doesn't play so good with a 4-3 before to if he rolled a 5 to get an extra shot there. But of course, there are some small aces then that gives some extra clearing numbers. So it may indeed be correct not to leave the shot on the when he has to clear from the 7. So here he yeah, keeping an even number there. It's actually a good thing, because you want to have, when the opponent has the 2 point, you want to have a spare checker 2 away from the last point. Okay, this sounds complicated. This is Christian Sørensen, who has invented this magnificent rule that actually seems to work. If the opponent has the ace point, you want to have an extra checker on the point next to the last point, meaning that if you have the 5 point and the 4 point, you want to have a spare checker on the 4 point. If he has the 2 point, you want to have a spare checker 2 away. So in this case, where he was clearing, he wants to have an extra checker on the 3 point against the 2 point when he still has the 5. Yeah. He's afraid of losing a backgammon. I can understand that. I think this is just the time where you leave. May have chosen to leave with 1 and make 2 crossovers from the 14 and the 15, but this is not a big deal. We're talking. He has to have some great roll, but he might be missing a crossover. We'll see. I don't think it will get that close. All right, so 2-3. Chris Knapp is catching up in the semifinals here of the Ohio State Championship. Yeah, Martin, I tend to agree with you. I would have cubed there. So, and please feel free to type something in the chat on the YouTube broadcast on the stream. I can see you here because my good friend KG is still sleeping, I think. So, all right, we're back to speak gammon. Actually, it have slowed down slightly compared to the first game. Making the ace point is remarkably ugly, but it is the correct play. When there is nothing better than putting a man on the bar against the 2-point board is usually a good thing. Okay. So 24 pips average here. And now if he dances, he should be cubing, and he did not. See if we can fix the 3-point. Might actually have been tempting to just run off on that 6-3. It can only get worse from here. If you had left before, at least you have a chance now to hit back or get some kinds of shot back and forth. But by staying on the 18-point, being so much ahead in the race, and while he has 2 blots in his white has 2 blots on his own board, I think I would just have leaped off that 18-point and started to run home. So 6-3, I don't know what he's thinking about. Make the 4-point. Make it more difficult for yellow to get off that 18-point. Yes, but even if he's ahead by that much, it is tricky getting off that 18-point safely. I should make the 4-point here. The double 6 was actually a blessing in disguise because much less checkers to hit him with here. Yeah, he is so far back in the race, he needs to stay on that 13-point. And here we go. I'm not sure with bringing 3 checkers down. This is very happy to get this shot now. I think it's correct to go all the way out. Just and another hit. There's no reason to give him all those fly shots from the bar, so just pick it up and play to the 2-point. If he brings both down, he may consider doubling next time, but he could still, if he dances, okay. He is still not in a good place. Let's see. There was some action here. There was a double, a take, and 2 checkers off. It seems like my stream is freezing, the one I look at. Let me go over to YouTube here and see what I can see. Okay, he got hit in the barrel. I don't know how you got to this point, but 5-3, he has 2 checkers off. Okay. I'm sorry, but a little out of sync here when my stream froze up. And now it looks not so good for Sean Garber. He should just clear from the rear here. He already has 2 checkers off. He's not going to win a gammon here. And there are shots next time if he chooses to play the other one. Shots that he does not want to leave. And even if he, well, he could double the time after, but I would still, no, he can't double because he cubed, but I was still clear from the rear. 65%. Yes. Now there's a very slim gammon chance here. And still on. And there we go. 2 points for Knapp. 4-3. Seems like his little lucky animals, the beaver, the raccoon, and the artwork that he has next to his scorecard, are bringing him some luck. Okay, we seem to be getting some faces now. Actually, a coffee cup and a hand. Okay, here are some faces. Now we get to see what the players actually look like. That's a nice feature. And we're off again. 6-1 for Sean Garber. He's not going to leave his 20 point. The 20 point is really important, especially when your opponent has 11 in the zone. I mean, you do not want to leave a blot hanging out there alone. So you want to keep that you want to keep that point until you are forced or get a double, forced to run off or get a double. You want to safely keep your holding game intact, which also gives you some freedom to put blots in front of your opponent when you have an anchor to recirculate the checkers from. If you do not have an anchor in your opponent's home board, you want to be more careful about putting loose checkers that he can hit. It has a tendency to turn bad really fast. 4-3. It could have been a good chance. I didn't do the pip count here, but it could have been a good chance to leap off that that point if he was way ahead in the race, but it looks very even here. So, but there are still a lot of blots. So now he may actually choose to do it, but he's going to attack with everything he's got, or he's just going to make 2 points. But still, now it is imperative for Chris to escape. She does not, so yeah, I like this play. So it's a chance to. Does anyone have the pip count here in the chat? I need somebody to do the running pip count. I think it's Ben Friesen that is doing the camera, so thank you, Ben. And it is Matt Reclitus that is doing the stream. Thank you, Matt. And all this is by the US BGF. This is an ABT event, the Ohio State Championship, and it's in Cleveland, Ohio. The winner of this semifinal is going to play Alan Tisch in the final around 1 p.m. I think we're running a little late, but in a couple of hours. So first we have to finish this, and then I am assuming shortly thereafter they will announce at what time the final will be played. We were a little late getting started here. And we have a 5-4 here for Sean Garber. This is no time to be leaving yourself vulnerable by jumping off that point. He was thinking about whether to save a 6, but since the 6s are blocked, it might actually pay off to just play in and have more flexibility inside. Interesting. So since he has no 5s, he's now taking the big jump and killing the 5s also. Does mean that he is forced to leave on 2-5 and 4-5, 2-6 and 4-6. And now the question is he going to cube or is not going to cube? He did a fast pip count and found out that he was not as much ahead as he would have wanted to. 5-1, yeah. And it paid off to having killed the 5. He keeps his home board for a longer time. Ooh, that starts to get exciting. And he just, well, okay, that was a fast decision here. I think a pip count is in order. 1932. 71, 72. So 72 here, and what do we have? Are we already? On when you play a match and you play with a clock, and you know that you have to do pip counts. So you want to know exactly how long time does it take to make a pip count, like for a semi-long race or a long race. And I use the feature on Backgammon Studio, which is a challenge, a pip count challenge. So you get 10 pip counts, and then you get a value, how many seconds it took you to make each pip count, and if they were correct, of course. And that way you can find out exactly how long time does it take you to make a complete pip count in a match. So now you can, when you play your match in a tournament, you can say, I have plenty of time. I can spend that 1 minute or 50 seconds or whatever your average is to make a pip count here, a full pip count, instead of just a what do you call it, an estimated pip count, like the difference between two. And 3 checkers, 4 checkers off. Ooh, here we go. That was a nice double 6. That's just very, very scary for Chris Knapp right now. He should take it slow here. This is a very strong position. Double 2s. Sean will have to answer back here. But still. And there was the missing 2. I would play that to the ace and take the 2 out. You'll be happy when you roll double aces later, maybe. He's concerned about double 2s. But he needs big double anyway. And 6-3 for Chris Knapp in this Ohio State Championship semifinal. Well, Martin, it's a great tool. I mean, it is fantastic what kind of ways you can train yourself for a tournament using the Backgammon Studio software. It is it's Double ones. I would not play it there. I mean, that is just too many hits. I would have played 8-7, and I probably would have split that back there to get outfield control. It might have been on too many fronts, but putting one on the 9 point, there is a lot of numbers hitting, and he's already in a snug place over on the home board. I mean, building a prime there also, and then getting a hit there would have been the end of your game. So I would have stayed back there and played 8-7 and probably 24-23. Okay, so they're discussing whether the double two was okay, and yeah, okay, so now he has a 5 point prime, which of course is the benefit of that play. He runs all the way. Now comes the interesting part. It is, he should move up. He should definitely move up. But the question is, if he doesn't have a cube here, and being ahead, he's 5 away, 8 away. I'll probably just let this one go and drop that. Oh, it is very gammonish. When Sean will win this, he will win a gammon. So let it go. So 5 away, 7 away. So it always is painful to see when the 2 point is made and the opponent gets an anger up in front of that 2 point. A lot of people favor making the 2 point on 6-4, but it works very well if you have a race or if you have a blitz, but as soon as you have anything more complex, having that 2 point is like a dead weight. It's not as bad as making your ace point, but the 2 point is a costly point because it limits your attack formation to a few selected ways, part of the game. So he keeps pressuring him, hitting, and again stripping his midpoint. He seems to be doing that a lot, stripping that midpoint. And it's usually not a good idea to okay, what are we here? 5-4 to strip your midpoint, because especially when you are your opponent is having a holding game, it takes away a lot of your flexibility to hit him when he does come out from the home board. Okay, double sixes. So now is the question how he wants to play this. He has to move the one from the 20 point from the 21 point to the 9 point. And then he has to find 2 more. It's simply a matter of he can't leave his midpoint if he has 2 checkers back there. It's like disconnecting your checkers from each other. There has to be like something that connects each quadrant with each other when you have more than one loose checker or even a point. I mean, you don't want to. Yeah, this is what happens. I think it's okay if he had left the midpoint but played 21-9. So that the soul blot was still in play, but so now he wants to try and avoid getting hit here. That is a little tricky. I think it is. I think you should actually get off that 20 point and make that point 6, blocking the 6 in front of him. Like that, yeah. Yes, the Swiss Army knife of Backgammon. That is correct. Hi, Terje. Yes, it was me mentioning Backgammon Studio. Terje has just opened an online club also, not only Backgammon Studio, but called Backgammon Heroes, where they actually have live play, just like the other, like Gridgammon and all those big sites, and Fibs, and it is amazing. I mean, so it's a great tool. Good work, Terje. Keep it up. Back to the game. Somebody's thinking about cubing. And I don't know why he was thinking about cubing. This gotta be way too good. Okay. Perhaps not so much anymore, but if he gets away with this, he does win a gammon most of the time here. I would roll. I mean, even if he does get out and you do get hit, there is still. Okay, they're taking a break. That's good. If being alone, doing the commentary, it's a little. I don't know. I hope you're enjoying it. I am. So unfortunately, KG seems to be still sleeping. But I can read that it says freak. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say break. But we'll be back. Probably 5-10 minutes. Thank you, Martin. There was nobody else who could do it. I mean, it's Sunday morning in the US, so who are you gonna call? The farmer, you know. So here I am all alone. All right, time for a break. Make some fresh coffee. Back in 5. Okay, and we're on 7-5. And it is the Ohio State Championship semifinal. It's Sean Garber and Chris Knapp. Now, under Chris Knapp's photo image, there's actually 3 little animals: a beaver, raccoon, and an aardvark. These little lucky animals, and they have been of great service today. But then, let's see here, 4-5. Oh, sorry, it is actually Chris Knapp moving the 4-5. Thought it was a very lovely roll for Sean Garber. Actually, when using a baffle box during stream, they should have 2 different sets of dice. One color for the dark checkers, which would be yellow, and one color for the light checkers. So Chris is in a lot of trouble here. Staying back on that 24 point is a killer. I mean, you have to push, and get up to the end of the edge of the prime. You have to try and build an anchor early in the game, because once you sit back there, it is a drop. I mean, when you're at the edge of the prime, you'll always have the threat of being able to escape. But once you sit back on that 24 point and the opponent have a 4 or 5 point prime, you really must, even if it means leaving blocked, you must get up to the edge of that prime to at least pose some kind of threat. So 4 away, 5 away. It's almost an even match, 42% match equity. It is good to learn the match equity from 7 away, 7 away by heart, so that you don't have to waste any energy while playing a match to know exactly what the chances are. See, now he's actually considering whether he wants to come up, but here I think just building a nice solid prime is a good thing, especially since he is he's not going to come up here. He has 12 checkers in the zone. He will just be stunned. All right, so the one is mandatory. 24, 23, he must get up to that prime. Now he has to find a 5. There are several options here. He can slot, which just gives him all kinds of numbers to do good with. You break the 8 point. That was not on my list of things he could do. My next one was giving up the midpoint or actually hitting him from the ace. And I think that I'll probably go with the slot on the 4 point. If he doesn't hit here, you're really in such a good position. If he does hit, you can still scramble. He might not jump out. You might still make the 3 point. This will be my play. Okay, so he definitely wants to play 1-2 from the 4 to the 2 point. He wants to hit him because he does not want to give Sean a chance for. I would start with just playing one of them because it duplicates. Yeah, maybe. Sean is actually going to think about doubling here. I think that is a mistake because even if he gets out, there is no guarantee he's going to cover that one. Though I did like keeping the prime here better. Well, okay. He shifted away the cube. And a quick and easy take here. 3-2, and there is the prime. However, that doesn't necessarily make it. So I think he should make the 8-point, keep the prime. He doesn't want to get into a hitting exchange here. He wants to contain him. Now, if that means he gets one more checker hit, that's okay, because now he can use that checker to make a point, but he wants to prime him. So I would definitely make the 8-point here. See if we can keep him in there to crunch. There's the only chance of winning the game is that he crunches it. He also wants to make sure he doesn't lose a gammon here, because that could be rather costly to go to Crawford. Any kind of position where or any kind of score where a gammon can bring you up to Crawford, it means that gammons are really dangerous. So out he goes, and he should this game. Now I'm actually going to read what you said here. I forgot to read what you... 2 checkers. Okay. Pure luck. Well, it is a game of pure luck. All right. I would... Ooh! Ooh! What is he doing? Oh my god! 1-6 from the bar! What the fuck? Okay, I would not have had the stones to do that one. It just I'm like not that I'm a very safe player, but actually breaking my 6-point prime to point on him on the 2-point. I would rather try and win the gammon another way, like bringing down one now, perhaps in next time, and getting it recycled, pick up another checker. That seems unbelievably risky to suddenly break that and give 2 numbers for him to... If he got hit, he would duplicate the ones to hit back. I think it's actually more correct to play 5-3 there, because if you come in with an ace, it might be too small to matter. I feel like they're playing a little too rushed. It is okay to take your time and actually look at some of these plays, even if it looks obvious when you, at first glance, when you see it. It's not always obvious. If you really want to do well in a match, in an important match, then look for the second best move. If in doubt, look for the second best move. And then you might find that the second best move is actually the best move. Well, I'm a very wise woman, Martin. Comes with age. The older you get, the more wise you get. It's like a Gandalf thing. All right, no gammon there. 4 away, 3 away. Up to the prime and 2 down. Now, it's interesting. of the roles that you can play wrong, double 2 and double 5 seems to for me, they are the top roles to play wrong. There is no limit to how many times I played double 2 wrong. You'll be down to 1 minute. Yes, well. As much as I like a fast game myself, I mean, I have had to learn to spend the time doing commentary on a game that is this fast is a little okay, let's see. So 3 away. Interesting. I like slotting the 5, but XG never likes slotting the 5. It's rare, especially when there is no game. But there is no nice way to play this. So yeah, that'd probably be my role, my move also. Yes. Well, I play a very loose game. I like to play back games, so I had to clean up my game from making way too many slots in my inner board. Now I primarily try to split and push towards the prime. I mean, push on the opponent's home board. It is a better strategy, and XG likes it too, so that counts for something. Yeah. Okay. It wasn't exactly what I had pictured playing right there, but it paid off. So he wants to make 2 points here, but now he will find that he is behind a 5-point prime, so he's gonna. Yeah, I agree. Before I had not seen, I hadn't even thought about that 6-5 move hitting on the ace, so I was a little taken aback on the move. But different people, different styles. So let's see. Burying things behind. I mean, if you're gonna give some kind of shot here, just hit. Oh, there's too many blots. So then he could leave. That's too vulnerable. He could make the 2 point. That's probably making the 2 point might actually make sense. He might not hit you, and you might hit in the race. Why give a shot? Well, because you have to. Yeah, I think it's too big. I think, unfortunately, this is too big. I think I'll just make the 2 point and then give him that shot on the 5. And if he doesn't hit, I don't know. Anyone have a 2 in from 9 point? It's still, yeah. Yeah, 2 in from 9 point. Actually looks nicer. I like that. Yeah, you're right, Martin. Thumbs up for me. Now, even if he thinks that he can win a gammon if he hits on the 3, it is not so, because having the 4-point anchor is really a position where, I mean, he only has a 2-point board, and a 4-point anchor, he is going to get off the gammon. So the cost if he doesn't hit is just too big. Now he's a little more squeezed because he still needs a lot of height. Ooh, he doubles here. Oh, yeah, probably would not have done that, even at this score, even if he has a hit. Thank you, and hello from Sweden. All right, back to the grind. This is getting closer. The winner of these two have to play Alan Tish. Probably start. I don't know how long break there will be between this, but estimated 1 hour 15 from now, the final is supposed to start. So, and there you will have some real commentators, like multiple of them, I assume. Okay, so he wants to make sure that he doesn't lose a gammon, so he doesn't want to get off that 4 point. However, with that said, this may be his only chance to get off that 4 point if he wants to. Okay. The hitting play that he made, putting 4 blots. David. Well, there is only that hitting play. Yeah, of course. Wow. Yeah, well, it doesn't surprise me. XG is a slot. it really XG has no nerves, no anything. I mean, there's no psychology with XG. It's pure math. So when a position is correct, the position is correct. End of the story. But sitting at the table in a semi-final, and it is exciting, and the adrenaline is pumping, and you're very close to the match being over, making a play that may be correct, but will be a complete disaster if it doesn't work out. A lot of people are going to choose not intermediate by level, but the play in between, the one that doesn't really end the game for you, but doesn't make you the biggest favorite to win. Because we like the fact that we stay alive a little longer, even if it goes badly. We won't lose a gammon, and we get another shot at it. And then because we all deep in our hearts believe that we are much better players than our opponent, so we have a much better chance of winning the match if we play more. So, but finding the XG play in those situations where when we are looking at it, we know it's the correct play to do if you were a robot, but as a human, sometimes, there is a shot. He does not have a big chance of winning this, even if he hits the shot. But you've seen this happen again and again. Hits with a 4, picks up that one, maybe a 4-1. He dances once, he comes out, he covers, back and forth a little bit. But he should just be happy to save the gammon here. I should pick up the little stray there. I wouldn't leave it there. I mean, if he does hit a fly shot, he does not want to get another one in jeopardy. He wants to save the gammon here. This is the best he can hope for. So playing from 4 to 3, keeping that on the 4 point. If you're playing a back game, you want to leave that blot there so you can make a point later on and try to at least contain the checkers that you catch, or the checker that you have caught. But in this case, he has a reasonable chance of getting off the gammon, so he should play for that. So he should pick up that block there. Yeah, exactly. And then to the 13 point. Block the double sixes just for show. And now, Sean, double six as usual? No, not this time. I would play from 13 to 5. Get one more checker in. He still has to come around and get off that gammon. This is too big. I think this is too big. Giving a 7 and a 10 right off, that can, especially if he hits a 7 right away, he might pick up the second checker, and now he will lose the match on this. So my play would be 13 to 5. Scurry home, try to save the gammon. Might even get in the race if we have a few more exchanges, like he hits another checker, picks up the 1 and the 5. All right. And 6-5. So now make the 5 point. This is a no hesitation move. And there is a good shot. Now actually it begins to look like a game here. Look at that. Ooh, double twos. All right. So the question here is, he is pretty much off the gammon. He does not want to leave a shot. So his choices are, he plays 2 to the 14 and gets in the race, which he did. So now he just needs a good big, yeah, very good. I'll take 2 down to make sure that we have better flexibility bearing in and bearing off. You should be careful when you bear in that you also have, that you don't get a hole on the 4 point. The 4 point is the killer point when you have a bear off. You want to have checkers on your 4 point. And when bearing in, you want to make sure that you get the checkers into that 4 point. Sometimes even at the cost of a crossover, instead of playing up from the 7 to the 6 point, or playing to the 6 point, to simply play in to the 4 point and not have another crossover. So the 4 point is that important. Having a hole on your 4 point is very costly, yeah, in the bear off. And this is getting remarkably close. Ooh, when he missed here. So we're in a 4 versus 4, 3 versus 3 roll position, 22% about. Oh, and a double 1. That is a nice comeback by Sean Garber. 7-10 Crawford. So it's 4 away, 1 away, 18%. You should know this by heart by now. So you should have, like, anywhere you have your backgammon books, you put that little thing on top of that. So every time you want to study, you bring out the 7 away sheet and you start memorizing. And then you make a blank sheet and then you test yourself. And then, of course, you can have little, like, cheat numbers. 3 away, 5 aways, 35%, or 2 away, 5 aways, 25%. So then it's easier to remember how the other numbers correlate to you, like your key numbers, like your birthday or your mom's birthday, whatever. Find them on the sheet and memorize them. It really is a lot of pressure you take off your game when you know the match equity by heart when you're playing. And we are in the Crawford game, and that is a instant hit. Now in this case, is having the 5 point there gives you so much flexibility. He wants to make sure, because the opponent is 4 away. He wants to make sure that he does not lose a gammon. Now, 2 men on the bar, it is not dangerous when you own the 20 point. So you want to keep that exchange up. Getting in a back game when your opponent is even away, and you don't want to lose a gammon. When you have the choice, choose higher point back games. Get away from doing like an ace-2, ace-3 back game. Move forward to like holding game back games, like 4-5, 4-3, 5-3, or whatever, because you have very few gammons there compared to the deep back games. However, you should not be afraid of losing a backgammon. Doesn't matter if you're going to lose a gammon or backgammon. It doesn't matter at 4 away. So, okay, he picks it up there, which probably is the same sentiment of not wanting to lose a gammon. I don't think there was any risk of that. I think you can still play pretty loose and slot. You don't have to play all fear backgammon. Yes, that was the easy one. I think one more to make that point. There is no reason now to get into a hitting exchange. Double 5 is an excellent row here, so I would just make the 10 point and be grateful. Maybe he realized he has 14 minutes left on his clock and he's at Crawford, so he might want to slow down. He played 22 correctly. You mean lifting from 22? No? 22. Okay. I lost you there, David. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. Did he just roll another double 5? And he's doing a pip count. And anyone have the running pip count here? So this seems to be must be a little bit ahead, or almost even. It's good enough to run. I mean, he doesn't have much else to do with it except staying out on the 15 point, which is just had it been the other way, being 4 away, you might want to stay because you want to chase a gammon, so you want to chase some fly shot. But here in this case, he just wants to get 1 point. So get them home, get them safe. Well, I'm not sure, Martin, that he has to stay back, because staying back means exchange shots, exchange, and anything can happen. Pushing forward, he has a race, and he just wants to either win a point or lose 1 point. And he does not want to at any point be hit and be in the jeopardy of losing a gammon. So races are dull, but they are the primary part of the game. Everything in the end turns down to be a race of something, race of saving the gammon, a race. So you want to make sure that you have your crossovers and your Barian down to a T. Yeah. That 1 pip. Hopefully that's not going to be the 1 pip that is going to change the outcome of this match. Or would be a pity. Yeah. So now the question is this going to be the last game? It looks like that Chris Knapp is going to take this home and bring us up to 3 away, 1 away, post Crawford. But it is still close. Anything can happen here. And the winner of this match is going to play Alan Tish in the final. And the final is going to be broadcast in around 1 p.m. Let's see. I mean, it depends on how long time break they need. But it's scheduled for 1 p.m., which is in 1 hour. There's only Eastern Standard Time, so it's only a 5-hour difference at the moment, since that America has changed to daylight saving. Well, some of America, and Europe has yet to change. Right. Thank you, Martin. I mean, I know from Backgammon Studio that it takes me 1 minute to make a full pip count at pip counts over 100 pips each. So during commentary, I'm not even going to pretend to be doing them, since I have no time to do so and talk in the same time. So I could be quiet for a minute, but how much fun is that? All right, so here we go. 3 away, 1 away. Post Crawford. Now, the robot will instantly double here, of course, but it doesn't mean that it is correct. It may be correct against another robot, but against a human, sitting on the cube and waiting until it hurts is usually a much better idea. You might find that you can squeeze out a few drops that wasn't there just by it being such a close score. Now you want to be very careful if you do sit on the cube at 3 away. You want to be very careful that you don't miss out on your gammon market, because that is how you win the match. So any little itsy bitsy sign of gammon, you got to swing that cube. But however, if the game turns out to a race, then just sit on it. Sit on it until your opponent is down to, I mean, he has to take this score until like 3-4%. So try and squeeze it down to like 8-9% or whatever and send it over. And just look, you will get a few free drops there. But it is a costly game. I mean, if you miss out on the fact that you might be able to win a gammon in a position, then how making a fold? Yeah, okay. Oh, and hit. All right. So even here it could be dangerous. I mean, say he rolled a double three or 5-3 or something, he jumps on him. Now, is it too close to Gammon only having 9 in the zone? It was close to. Oh, he has already cubed. Thank you, Matt. I didn't see it. I was too busy talking. But this would have been a good place to pause had you not cubed. Let's put it that way. The fact that you might actually be able to blitz him there. Well, usually it doesn't cost you anything in PR not to cube. So I'm not sure. I am not a big fan of BMAP because there are all kinds of tricks to how you can get a lower PR. I favor the XG master thing, where it's 1 point for winning, 1 point for MVC, and 1 point for the lowest PR. But the BMAP thing, where you seriously just want to use all the tricks of the trade, not to win, but just to get a low PR. It's an abomination in my eyes. I mean, there's something wrong with evaluating a game that's about winning to a game that's about how to make the robot give you a lower PR. So again, sitting on the cube is good backgammon. Cubing after the first roll, it's a lower PR. It's a computer game. So it's your choice, of course. But I do think that PR has become too important in this game. There is I notice when a game continues, for example, that you can't save the gammon, but you keep playing. And let's say you have 4 PR, and now you're watching it as you are playing on the checkers for a game where you can't save the gammon. Then you end up having a 1 PR lower just by playing the checkers around. It doesn't matter what you do. You just move them around, like scatter them around, because you can lose anyway, right? So, but you still get 1 PR lower for continuing the game. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I don't even know if I'm allowed to swear on the live broadcast. My apologies to all the faint-hearted. All right, back to the game. So 3-1 and 3-1 for Chris Knapp, I assume, or whose time is going? Yes, Chris's time. So he wants to, yeah. It's like one of those moves that staying back on the ace point might be better since he has worse 5 to play. I mean, he can't keep that point over there anyway, so I'm not sure why he makes the 10 point. Why not just play one? I don't know. You could either play it to the 9. Yeah, that is unfortunate. That's a really poor roll. As long as he doesn't make the ace point, I'm happy. No chance, huh? He is going to make it. Yeah, that's my move. That's more my move. Probably I will just put a blot on the ace point and leave a blot on the on the 10 point there. I mean, I want to have interaction with him. I'm not going to get that if I'm just going to try and run past his checkers and make this into a race. I think we have reached the point where we want to make this as complex as possible, spread some joy, blots everywhere, And in the exchange, I have a 4-point prime. He does not, or a 3-point prime, a 3-point board. He does not. So anytime I hit him, it's a huge victory and a possible gammon. While every time he hits me, oh well, I mean, I don't have a good position anyway. So, ooh, see, now something good happened, making it exciting. Okay, so he still has a 5 to play. I think 18-13 is the play here. Spread them out, get full control. See, here's one of those 5s again. So 4-1. Interesting. Okay, I will play 18-14, and I might be insanely crazy to. I can't slot that. I can't slot that. Can't. Probably not. I mean, it's tempting to slot in front, but there's no reason to do it. So that one is definite. But you need an ace. So the ace will probably go from 11 to 10. Sorry, from 12 to 11. Because if he hits a fly shot out there, you should always look at his home board. He has a blot there, and the blot means gammon, possibly. So you want to make sure that if he actually goes out and hits you, you hit back. Now, had he had the 2-point, my play would have been completely different. I would try to minimize the amount of damage he can do in one roll. But here now he's going to make the ace point most likely. He's going to move up. There's too many blots. That's the problem here. He does not want to lose a gammon. A gammon means the match. This is going to be very, very dangerous if he does this, because he will have a blot on the ace and the 2-point, plus that white will hit with everything he has. 4s, 1s, 2s, whatever he can. This is his winning number, and he'll move up. He will push and push and push. So this is going to hurt. He wants to make the prime here. But again, because he has the 4, so he might choose to play 14. Yeah, going in is probably better. Oh, look at that. Actually, here I would keep that 6 blocked, because why, does not want to give a shot. Wants to make sure that there are no more blots here. 4-2 to the 2-point. I still wouldn't clear in front of him, because that little tiny prime is the hope of life here. Like that double 5 there, at least he is contained inside. I would play 8-3 here. There's no reason to put a blot. If he comes out, you have everything to hit with. If he comes out the other way, now you're on the bar. And if you dance, now he has time to either make a point or to escape. Had he had like a blot on the 2-point, I would have slotted instantly to try and get a checker back to hit something. But right now, by playing in, okay, so I'm trying to read all the stuff you say. All right, so now 4-1. It's starting to be exciting, isn't it? I mean, this is like, ooh, out and about. 4-1. Yeah. That's very tempting to just play 9-4 and see if he can hit one. I wouldn't leave a blot in there. I mean, yeah, it's all very nice, but what if he hits out in the periphery now? So, and he just wants to either win 1 point or win the match or lose 2 points. He does not want to put in more jeopardy. It's nicer when you hit something, and it's better for the race, of course, that he switches to the 5. But I don't like having a blot in the home board at this point. It's probably XG would love this. All the comments apply to like 5 moves before because they play so fast. Yes, indeed. No, they took their time. So 6-3. I guess he can just as well make the 3-point now that he is. Okay. Double threes. Well, it's possible. It's been seen before. Oh, 6-4. Out and about. And they got skimpy 4 points, both of them. So, not good. You gotta stuff your 4-point. It is a costly point to have a hole on. All right, so 5 rolls here. Ooh, look at that. This is getting very, very close. 6-3. 5-3. Ooh. Well, this had been a game with a cube in it. It would have started to be interesting here. And, ooh, a very costly 1. And we're on for a double match point. I get to work hard today. All right, 57 people watching. And I'm all alone in the dark. KG is still sleeping, and this is the semifinal of the Ohio State Championship for those who just joined us for the final game. And the final will be played at around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is in 43 minutes against Alan Tisch. So be sure that you tune in for that. Sean Garber, Chris Knapp, and DMP. This is where the game becomes exciting, the true game of backgammon. When you can't lose any gammons or backgammons, where backgames are a blessing. Well, you don't want to do a race. You don't want to do a holding game. You want to make it as complicated as possible. You want to put blots everywhere, make it exciting. And you do not want to make your ace point. Just DMP, don't make your ace point. Make that your rule of thumb. All other points, okay, but don't make your ace point. Making your ace point makes you stuck with just a few strategies. You want to keep all the doors open. Double threes. Okay, I would certainly make that bar point. Just bring 2 down from the midpoint. Continue. Do not switch. Whatever you do not switch here. You want to keep, I mean, when you have 2 checkers on the 24 point, making your own ace point has to be like really bad. Okay. Okay, I can agree to this kind of, though I wouldn't want to make a blitz. I just want to make a prime in front of him. Since you still have 3 checkers down there, it works out. But still, comes in with a 2-1 now, or double ones, double twos, so just a 1. You have 4 checkers back there. You want to have a solid, nice, lovely prime. Okay, so now he can continue the madness. I would actually think that I would come out here to the 18 point. I'm not sure I would keep on hitting. This is dangerous. If you could hit, but you have only 2s to cover with, and now you're stuck with 4 checkers back there. All right, we hit. All right, to the 7 point and to the 20 point. I see the problem is now if he comes in and anchors on that 2 point and you've made your ace point. Yeah. Yep, here he comes. In this case, I would just slot the 3 point in front of him. Because 5s are really good for him to escape with. So, but rolling 2s will still keep you inside your home board. And it has a less chance of getting hit also. Well, bad games are a blessing, yes. All right. Five one. Well, I think I would just play from 13 down to the 8 point and then just switch, not switch a route, but okay. He wants to play that one. I probably would play from the 3 to the 2 point. Like, that is a huge number here. A foot of snow. Where are you in the world? A foot of snow at this time. It's springtime, sunshine. Yeah, this does not look good for Chris Knapp. But another 2, and he's actually back in controlling that game. With that many checkers back before, I think that making the prime should have been a priority. Look at that. Yeah, coming out. I like it. Ooh, look at him roll. That is a good roll in this. Oh, and 6-4. Oh, and he played it very fast. He did not consider playing both of them. Okay, duplicates 5s. So, yeah. He misses. I think it's just playing 17. Yep. You might not still go past. The reason why I was looking at actually playing both from the 17, one to the 13 and one to the 11, is that you are actually a little bit prime standing there in the 17th. Your 3s and 5s don't work for you, and you still have the problem of trying to save that checker. While if you move both of them and you don't get hit, you're gonna have a lot easier time getting home. They play so lightning fast. I'm not sure he even considered it. Well, Vermont, you should go out and build yourself a snowman. It might be the last of the season. Don't forget, there is a final coming up at 1 p.m. or a little thereafter. This is in about half an hour. I think they might need a longer break after this match was very long. And here we go again with you want the extra checker to be on the 1-2 away from your last point when you're bearing off against the 2 point. So having the extra checker on the 3 is the correct move. Had it been the ace point, you want to have an extra checker like on the 4 point if you have the 5 point. So this may be the last roll of the match. And it was indeed. And congratulations to Sean Garber. And job well done. And don't forget to tune in to the finals with Alan Tisch and Sean Garber on this channel in about half an hour. Thank you for listening.